Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just about 11:15 in Honolulu, 4:15 in New York on Tuesday, the 25th day of November, 2014, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. We do have slightly higher pricing across the board. First to gold, up approximately $250 on the day, just around 1200. Current print, as you can see, 1201 and change. In terms of the low that we have seen, that has been at 1191.40, high 1202.40 on the day. Silver actually showing a nice gain on the day, up about 21 cents or 1.28% higher on the day. That is impressive. Just above current resistance, I'm pegging resistance at 1662. Current print is 1666 to 1668. The low on the day 1640, high 1670. More on silver in a little bit. Traders, I want to start today's show by looking at a longer term chart. I've put up a weekly chart. You know, we've been looking at a lot of the short term daily, half day, and even intraday charts of recent, but I want to take a much wider picture because I find some interesting patterns in terms of candlestick patterns that have unfolded on our weekly chart. Of course, as this market came down, we hit that bottom at approximately 1131, and the candle that formed on a weekly chart is absolutely unequivocally a hammer. You can see that right here. Tremendous size in terms of the tail, small body size. It really meets that criteria. Now, in order to take that particular pattern itself, it's only a single candle pattern, you must have confirmation, which means following candle, green candle, higher high, higher low. We're actually meeting that criteria. And of course, when we take a look at it for the last 3 weeks, we have had this market move up off that low. Now, we are in a holiday weekend, so we have to take that with a grain of salt. But if you look at the most current candle, we're definitely getting a doji right now. Now it's only Tuesday on the week, but we do have a shortened trading week, and so we can see that the range is narrowing, 1, and 2, we've talked about short-term resistance roughly at about 1207. We've been able to make it as high as 1202, but certainly not hold above that price point on a closing basis. So traders, all I've done is converted our candle chart into a standard Japanese average chart, Japanese candle chart with averages in there. And as you know, what we're looking for is the strength of any particular trend and, of course, pivot points. Those are the real keys that we can look for in this type of chart. We do have higher pricing, no question about that. But when you look at the body size of these last 2 weeks, you can see that they're, one, rather small. Secondly, we have lost the lower tail, which is a good thing as the market moves up. But we've still got these very, very small bodied candles, which tells us that unlike other rallies, such as here, look at the body size here or here, where you're getting these big candles, this is really a very, very tight range in the marketplace, and therefore, as of right now, the trend in terms of the uptrend is not that strong. Most importantly, though, on a fundamental basis, as you know, I still maintain a bearish tendency in the market and feel there could easily be downside pressure. When we look at it from this technical perspective, there certainly can be a model or a case made for an upside move. So traders, when we look at a 2-day chart, again, Japanese average format, we get a slightly different view in that we do see that there was initially some decent strength as this market hit its pivot point. We had really what I consider to be a perfect V. In other words, as the market comes down, you get that pivotal doji, your last red candle goes right to green, so you get your V and your pivot point. The second thing that gives these technicals, I believe, a bullish slant right now is the fact that when we look at this particular price point, and of course, I am really referring to the triple bottom. Let's go ahead and compress this chart a little bit. But I'm referring to this triple bottom right here. We have now, for the second day in a row, basically closed above it. Now, what's important about this particular level is that if we look at these lows here, here, as well as here, that without a question of a doubt was support in the market. Of course, it became resistance when it broke through that, and the fact that it's trading above that right now, again, puts a couple of, call it feathers in the cap of the gold bull. So that, to me, is very, very interesting. At the same time, we are currently trading at around 1201. If we get a close, and we are certainly going into it right now, but if we get a close and a follow through in the afternoon session, it's actually for the first time building a base about 1200. Now, we have resistance at 1207. So as long as it doesn't break through there, it's still trading within the range. However, it is back up near these highs. As you know, there's two markets that we believe have had a dramatic influence in terms of influx of investor money into gold as opposed to other places, this being the equities markets. The E-mini, as we look at it, although slightly higher, it has closed higher on the day. I believe it's made a new high, contract high, or at least an equal contract high to what we saw a couple of days ago. At the same time, when we look at the dollar index, currently have a daily chart up, you can see that we have run into some resistance. We could be simply looking at the market consolidating. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but this high right here at about 88.50, that is absolute resistance. Market has been unable to take it out. For the second trading day in a row, we are getting lower pricing. And what's most important is when we take a look at the activity that has occurred recently, we can see that it's absolutely been consolidating at these new highs. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw, even with a strong dollar, a little bit of a retracement before continuing upward. But whether or not we've hit an absolute top, that's something that it is way too early to really make a determination with any kind of high probability of success. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. Talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.